Hey everyone, welcome to Zero Labs. Today is Thursday, February 4th, 2016. I'm Mark Brash, your host, and this is your first weekly installment of This Week in Alternative Energy. So yes, I haven't decided what day of the week this will be yet, but it will be a regular weekly feature, and it will also be broadcast live on my Zero Labs Live YouTube channel. For those of you who would like to see all of the unedited bloopers as they happen in real time. For starters, the vast majority of my content will be taken directly from the alternative energy website revolution-green.com. with contributors Mark Dancy, Simon, I'm gonna butcher this name, Simon Derkut, and Andre, I really don't know his last name, ALPCNS or APCLNS is his name in the forums. Hopefully, as this news roundup becomes more widely known, I'll get news tips coming in direct from you, my viewers. So if you've got some research you'd like to make public or a new widget you've been making in your garage showing promise that you want people to know about, drop me a line at zeronews@alt-energy.org. Links to all the articles and contact info will be in the description below. First is a follow-up to an email that Mark Dancy and I received several days ago from Moray King, all excited about a new company that made this really cheesy marketing video for their HHO water for fuel contraption called H2G. I don't know where I want to go with this, but something like this is about where it belongs. Really bad audio editing is all I can say about the video itself. That in itself indicates not too much professionality in the background. And when the owner of the company says, "Hey, I even hear that we've got an engine running on 100% water in the lab," wink, wink. You know, I'm not kidding. Okay, red flags, red flags, red flags. I'm just going to read you a couple of things that Mark Dancy wrote in a follow-up article about this H2G promo video that Maury, we love you dearly, we really do. But man, you get really excited about some stuff that is questionable. Of course, there's Stan Meyer. Stan is the king of the water fuel legacy, and as far back as 1980, Stanley Meyer claimed that he had built a dune buggy that ran on water. Also gave inconsistent explanations as to its mode of operations, and in some cases he claimed that he had replaced the spark plugs with a water splitter, while in other cases he claimed to rely on a fuel cell that split water into oxygen and hydrogen. Kind of all over the map, sort of like somebody else that we know recently. Meyer's claims were never independently verified, and in an Ohio court in 1996 he was found guilty of gross and egregious fraud. He died of an aneurysm in 1998, although conspiracy theories claim that he was poisoned. There's Dennis Klein in 2002, the hydrogen technology applications patented an electrolyzer design and trademarked the name Aquagen to refer to the hydrogen-oxygen gas mixture. At present, the company no longer claims it ran a car exclusively on water and is instead marketing Aquagen production as a technique to increase fuel efficiency, thus making it a hydrogen fuel enhancement rather than a water-fueled car. And we do know for a fact that hydrogen enrichment of a regular fuel system, and especially of diesel, does improve emissions tremendously. These claims are verifiable. Running on water, not so much. Genesis World Energy also in 2002. Genesis World Energy announced a market-ready device that would extract energy from water by separating it and then recombining it. Patrick Kelly, the owner of Genesis World Energy, was sentenced in New Jersey to 5 years in prison for theft and ordered to pay $400,000 in restitutions in compensation for some $2.5 million that he claimed in investment without delivering a single product. Oh God, I can't even pronounce this name. Thashara Priyamal Edirshinghi, Sri Lankan, in the news, reported to have claimed to run a car on fuel. Thrushara was arrested a few months later on suspicion of investment fraud. Daniel Dingle, a Filipino investor, has been claiming since 1969 to have developed the technology. In 2000, Dingle entered into a business partnership with Formosa Plastic Groups to further develop the technology, and in 2008, Formosa successfully sued Dingle for fraud, the 82-year-old Dingle being sentenced to 20 years in prison. And the list goes on, and apparently the folks at H2G would like to join this list. So I would caution any claims of, oh, we think we got this running in the lab. Just don't tell anybody, okay? Yeah, okay. We won't tell anybody. Moving on. The next article that I found at Revolution Green is an article on what's called RE100, or the Renewable Energy Top 100 Corporate Supporters. This sounds a bit like the venture capitalist group that was formed by Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, among others, other prominent members. And of course, you know, when you have ultra uber wealthy people claiming that they want to support people who are investigating free energy claims and alternative energy claims and renewable energies and things like that, you kind of have to question their motives a little bit, you know. I think their motives are questionable. The list of these RE100 also reads like the who's who of the corporate world. And just reading down the list a little bit here, you've got companies such as Adobe, Autodesk, BMW Group, BT Group, Coca-Cola, Commerce Bank, Goldman Sachs, Google, H&M, IKEA, Infosys, ING Investments, Johnson & Johnson, Mars Incorporated, Microsoft, Nestle, Nike, Philips, Procter & Gamble, SAP, Starbucks, Walmart, you name it. This is the who's who of the corporate industry. And let's just look real quick at a promo video that was put out by IKEA. And this promo video is highlighting what is probably best described as industrial motive for wanting to adopt renewable energies.
We've made a commitment that by 2020 we'll be a net exporter of energy. So what that means is that we're reducing the energy use and we're investing in renewable energy so that we can meet our own energy needs through renewable energy that we generate. So we're going to be 100% renewable energy by 2020. We joined RE100 because firstly we want to draw attention to the fact that we've got the commitment to go 100% renewable, but also because we want to be part of a group of organisations that is showing that going 100% renewable is simply good business. For us, the business case for adopting renewable energy is really simple. By generating our own energy renewably, we insulate ourselves against price rises and fluctuations in energy costs, and through the profits that we make, we can reinvest those back into the business And secondly, frankly, if you want to be a successful business in 50 years' time, or perhaps even in 10 or 15 years' time, you need to look after the resources that your future depends on. For us, the switch to 100% renewable energy is really about gearing ourselves up to be an effective business in the future. It's insulating us against risk now, and it's just putting us in a very strong position to continue operating in the decades to come.
So let's try to look past how attractive that lady was and focus more on the motives behind what their plans are for renewable energies. One of the great things about the Revolution Green website is not only do they post the articles, but they've got they have a comment section beneath each of the articles, and sometimes the comments get pretty lively, and that's some of the better content that shows up at Revolution Green. There's a lot of debate on both sides of the argument whether or not smaller industries like this providing surplus energy is good for consumers. In the end, I really feel that if surplus energy is being fed back into the grid, then consumers may have more choices where they get their power from, not just from the major utilities and the smaller co-ops. And in a capitalist system where competition drives prices down, more choice is always better for the consumer. I just have a problem seeing it any other way. So it's good for industry, it's good for the planet, good for the consumer. I say it's a pretty much a win-win situation. Another article at Revolution Green focuses on yet another investigation into the magnetic properties of iron, one of the most commonly used and abundant elements on Earth. I'll read you a couple of excerpts from this article at Revolution Green. The illustration is that of a team of scientists from the University of Warsaw who have just shown that by using sufficiently large strain, which is visualized here as an effect of the machine press, it is possible to tailor the energy spectrum of the iron atom to obtain doubly degenerate magnetic ground state. And in a further explanation, the Fe2 atom embedded in a semiconductor exhibits a single non-degenerate ground state of zero magnetic moment. A team of scientists at the University of Warsaw has just shown that by using a sufficiently large strain, it is possible to tailor the energy spectrum of the iron to obtain doubly degenerate magnetic ground state. Such a state can be utilized for storage and processing of quantum information. This ties directly in with the iron gallium alloy experiments that I wish to begin myself very, very soon. It is already known that mechanical stress imposed on the material does produce energy that can be harnessed. The real question I want to answer is, does the harnessing of that energy dampen or load the mechanical energy needed to produce it? If the answer to that question is no, then a mechanically resonant, self-looped device becomes a real possibility. And quite frankly, boys and girls, I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm really looking forward to starting those experiments. And of course, no newscast would be complete without a brief update on the colossal Kesh catastrophe. Moran Kesh is again on the run. The source of that information is from a website called keshfacts.org. I will post that link in the description below as well. He has just recently conducted his 99th Knowledge Seekers Workshop, apparently from Dubai. Kesh has been on the run again, has had to flee Italy because the Italian authorities were closing in on him to prosecute him for fraud in yet another country. So he flew He's in Dubai now. And I don't know if you know what the cost of living is in Dubai. Trust me, the man is living the life of luxury at your expense. Okay? At your expense and at your foolishness. The claims that he's making of the people who are chasing him, the lies just pile up, and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. All I can say is that the colossal castle of cards, the colossal castle of cards, is still collapsing and will continue to collapse until the man finally disappears. And hopefully people like you will wake up. If you have not already woken up to the scam that is Marencash, please wake up. Wake up. It just makes me ill. I'm sorry. And last but not least, don't miss your opportunity to own a piece of history by bidding on the Crazy Cash kooky contraption. And it is available. It is a live auction. The auction ends tomorrow, Friday, at something like around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. So that'll be about 9:45 p.m. Eastern, and add 5 or 6 hours for European countries to when that ends. I will be shipping internationally, and I'm taking bids on this auction right now. Somebody tell Sterling! Sterling! Wouldn't this look great on your shelf next to the Parandev? Come on, man. I know you want a piece of this action. You got to get a piece of this action. So get your bids in. Hopefully you win against Sterling, and good luck on the bidding process. And that's it for the first edition of This Week in Alternative Energy. I hope you'll join me again next week for more interesting renewable energy news from credible and sometimes not so credible sources. Again, if you have a news topic you'd like me to consider, please write to zeronews@altenergy.org. Links will be in the description, and as always, please rate, share, comment, and subscribe to my videos. And peace, everyone. And I'm just waiting for the music to play out before I stop, that's all.